Hey there folks, what's going on? It's your man Rich back yet again, and I'm bringing you the part 2 review for the Majin Buu Saga. Be sure to check this out. So picking up where we left off, where Fat Majin Buu, laid the smackdown on Gohan and blasted him away into a forest and just left him unconscious. We come to when Majin Vegeta's turned to fight Fat Majin Buu. This is previously after he had the spectacular fight with SSJ to Goku, and he ends up knocking him out. And Goku, similar to Gohan, they're both unconscious at the same time. Majin Vegeta ends up blowing Babidi's spaceship and goes to where where Fat Majin Buu was just fighting Gohan, Supreme Kai, Tobora, and all that. And Majin Vegeta is able to inflict through when they're fighting. It's like it looks like Majin Vegeta is actually stronger than Fat Majin Buu, because he's laying some like devastating attack. He does this one move which I believe is named the Atomic Blast, which pierces Fat Majin Buu through the stomach. The only thing is with Fat Majin Buu's like regenerative abilities, he's always able to like take full blast attacks head on. Like say for instance, if Goku did like a super Kamehameha, right in front of this Majin Buu, he's not too afraid to like dodge it like a Frieza in the past would, because he already knows that he's going to be able to reshape. He's going to be able to form himself back together in no time. So like Vegeta's like kicking him. Vegeta's laying all these attacks in him, and the only problem is later on he starts to get fatigued because he'd just been in that battle with Goku. He ends up fighting and then coming straight to this, so like he ends up like fatigue starts to kick in, and this is when like this Majin Buu starts to take the upper hand in the fight. And I believe he uses part of his skin to like wrap Vegeta, and he proceeds to just like kick him while he's down, and this is when like Trunks and Goten then like come into the scene and help Vegeta out. Now going on to where Vegeta at this stage, when Trunks and Goten come to save Vegeta, Vegeta has that, which I'm pretty sure everyone's seen. He has to talk with Trunks, saying like he's very proud of him. He knocks him and Goten out, and he's already contemplating in his mind that the only way to defeat a monster like Buu is to sacrifice himself. And it's a really strong point. It's a really like strong moment that happens in the series, because up to that point, since Vegeta was introduced in the Saiyan Saga, Vegeta has only fought for himself. Vegeta has only cared for himself, and this was the first time he was doing a selfless thing to save the earth and save the people he cared about. So it was a very, very pivotal moment of the evolution of Vegeta, and a pivotal moment and that happened in the entire series. So like even though like Vegeta's like sacrifice with the final explosion was an epic moment, one of the best things that ever happened that Vegeta could have done. It showed that it really changed. It's such a great moment. But like the worst thing that happened with this is Buu like regenerates so soon after this. It's like he got hit with an explosion that could have probably even destroyed the planet. It's just that Vegeta just concentrated the blast all on Buu. So like when it like makes it like, I understand like Boo's meant to be like this indestructible creature and that, but I think what they got wrong here was that he probably regenerated too quickly. It could have been like after Vegeta done it, if you wanted to bring that Boo back, cool, that's no problem, but like it should have taken time for him to even get back to his full form. You know, he could have been like separate parts of his scattered around where they were fighting, and they formed later and that. But I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like within the same or within the next episode, Boo already comes back to his full form, and he goes with Barbady, and they just cause destruction around the planet Earth and that. But yeah, it's just like for such a like big thing like that, Vegeta of all people to sacrifice himself, and then it was just all for waste. It's just a common thing that happens within the series of like Majin Buu being destroyed and just keeps on regenerating and keeps on returning. Now, like very similar to why I feel like the Great Saiyan saga was very like uninteresting. I feel like this part when so this is when like Vegeta's gone, Gohan is unconscious, and Goku hasn't woken up after he's been knocked out by Vegeta. Piccolo's taking the boys Trunks and Goten to Kami's lookout, and after the explosion from Vegeta, um, Boo Boo regenerates himself. He's back to himself. He's able to heal Babidi, and then they just go on some worldwide killing spree. They move to city to city. On the planet Earth, they just take out all the humans. Boo even turns them into chocolate, and then he just destroys the city. He just causes like mass destruction during this time when like Boo is causing like havoc to the world. Goku wakes up and immediately does the instant transmission to Kami's lookout to meet up with the rest of the Z fighters. It's like with like an idea from Goku. He says that he says that the fusion would be the only way to stop Boo, and then they end up like coming with the plan for the boys to learn fusion, and they'll be the ones to destroy it. They'll be the ones to fight and destroy Majin Buu. It's here that I believe, in my personal opinion, one of the most wasteful wishes happens in the series. And let me explain. What happens is whilst like all this is going on with like Boo terrorizing the Earth and Goku trying to teach the boys fusion, um, Bulma and her, Videl, Android 18, the ones who left like after the World Tournament, they go on the search for the Dragon Balls. They're able to collect all seven Dragon Balls, and they return to Capsule Corporation to call out the Eternal Dragon. What happens is they revive everyone who was killed before the World Martial Arts Tournament, before the actual World Martial Arts Tournament. So everyone Vegeta destroyed, and like everything since like Boo has appeared. Now, like I'm gonna go a bit more into this later when I, speak about more of like more the ending of the Boo arc and that. But never before in the series have they like wished like the Earthlings or the people back when the main villain is still alive. It just seems pointless. Like it's like imagine if like during Android sagas where Cell was there, and they went to get the Dragon Balls to wish everyone back, but Cell was there and he could just destroy the whole thing again. It just serves no purpose. Like I don't understand why this wish wasn't just used for like the end of the series, which they end up doing anyway. But I'll touch on this a bit later. So like moving on, next big thing that happened is when Goku has to confront Majin Buu and Babidi because he needs Trunks to get the Dragon Raider so they can use the wish that they saved for another time. Because they get two wishes now from Dende's new dragon instead of one previously. But yeah, Goku confronts like Majin Buu and Babidi to try to stall them, so trying to get the Dragon Radar. And pretty cool moment, when Goku turns SSJ free for the first time, because it's very it's not even talked about. It's just very spontaneous when it happens. It's like Goku even goes back to his base form and he shows them like the evolution of a Saiyan. He shows them Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, and then when he transforms, that's a big, big highlight of not just the Buu Saga, the whole series, because you've never seen a transformation like this. It rocks the whole planet. Buildings are falling down, the cracks in the grounds are erupting, earthquakes, and that. It's a pretty epic transformation, and it really helps with the voice of the guy who did Goku's voice for the American Funimation dub, Sean Schemmel. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Yeah, he nailed that. He nailed that scream 100%. So in all honesty, this fight for me really sucked because you can clearly see that Goku is not using his he's not taking it seriously, it's like he's just there to stall, so the fight is not very intense. And then like Fat Majin Buu, like I've said earlier in the past, he's not really a fighter, he's just someone who's just gonna he's just got some mad endurance, mad durability, because he can stay there, can punch him 50 times, he can just take every blow, I mean, Goku uses a Kamehameha, he blasts it through him, and he just regenerates, so, I just really don't like this Fat Majin Buu. It just makes it difficult because Goku's, he had to transform this SSJ3 transformation just to be the same level, but you can clearly see here that he's already stronger than him, and it could have been an opportunity for him to destroy him here, but for some reason he didn't want to do it. So like after their battle, Goku then powers down. This is when Trunks has already acquired the Dragon Radar, and he returns back to Kami's lookout. Goku powers down, then he tells Majin Buu that a strong fighter will be able to do battle with him in 2 days. All he needs to do is try some patience, not destroy the thing, not destroy the planet. Just wait. The strong fighter will come to you in due time. Then Goku teleports back to Kami's lookout. The Fat Buu, he gets rid of Babidi, and after that, because Babidi's not controlling them, Buu's now got his own freedom. He now does what he wants, and because he's very I wouldn't say dumb. He just doesn't know anything. He destroys. He still destroys parts of the earth, but he still helps. Helps people. There's this one blind boy who's trying to get milk for I think his family or his parents, and that Boo ends up healing him and cures him of his blindness. So he's just a big kid. In heart. That's how Fat Boo is. He's not someone who's a fighter or something. Or sinister being or someone. He's not like Cell or Frieza, this especially this Boo. So whilst that happens, back on Kami's lookout, Goku's time runs out because he ends up. This is only in the anime that he shows the boys the fusion technique. Sorry, my mistake. He shows them the SSJ3 transformation. That means once he shows that he depletes all his time is gone, so he has to return back to Otherworld. So back back to before, there's no Goku, there's no Vegeta, and there's no Gohan to protect the Earth. So the boys Trunks and Goten with because Piccolo now doesn't fight for some reason, he's now reduced to their teacher, their sensei. So they keep going over and over the fusion technique, making sure their movements and postures mirror each other. They have the same equal power level, and they after a few unsuccessful attempts, they're able to finally pull it off. The only problem with like Gotenks is because he's like a ego maniacal maniac, ego and ego driven for he's got a massive ego for a kid. He ends up going straight away to confront Fat Boo, even though like his power level at that stage is nowhere near to match him, and that he goes to him and he gets his ass whooped. He gets kicked. Oh man, he gets destroyed. It's lucky he made it out alive. So like during the time when Gotenks, they're practicing the fusion. They're trying to make it stronger by trying to make them super saiyans when they do the fusion dance. Um, Hercule, he comes again onto the scene. They all the people, his fans, come to meet him at his home, and they say like, we need you to go defeat Boo. Save us like you did against Cell, man. He comes back and he goes to, which I think is very ballsy. Say what you want with Hercule. He's a liar. He's a cheater. But he took Boo's. He actually went to Boo's home. By himself. To try orchestrate a plan of eliminating him. And like as Hercule or Mr. Satan spends time with him, he begins to understand that, like I said earlier, that, Boo's not actually a bad person. He did evil things just because someone told him to do, so he never had actually thoughts by himself, but he's a genuine good person, so Goku decides to help him he decides to stay with him, be his friend. He gets him the puppy, and then they all kind of live together as like a little not family, but they've got like a friendship bond. Him, Hercule, and puppy. So Boo at this time is like at peace. He doesn't have to go around destroying the world for like his entertainment. He already has entertainment with his two friends. So like as Fat Boo is, enjoying his time with Hercule and is enjoying his time with B, um, these two evil, crazy men. I forgot their names, but one's I think it's Sneaky and Vaughn, but these two believe the world is over, and they just want to do what they've always wanted to do, which is just, assassinate and kill everything. And they end up coming to where like Boo and Boo's house is, and while Majin Buu is playing with B, the blonde haired one, he ends up shooting B, and this causes Majin Buu to erupt like we've never seen before. Smoke starts coming out of his tubes out of his head, and he begins to really overload. So even though when a B shot, he's not actually dead. He's not actually died, so it's not fatal. Majin Buu is able to get B and recover him. Do this healing technique that he done earlier before to Barbity, and he's able to save his life. The only thing that happens is even though Hercule takes these two guys out, these two evil guys, the blonde haired one sneaks into their house when they're chilling in Majin Buu's igloo, and he ends up shooting Hercule, dead on straight. Saying wasn't able to dodge it, and this again makes Buu erupt again, the smoke comes out of his shoes and that. But I think this one, because it happened twice, this one he can't contain it, and which leads on to the next chapter in the Majin Buu arc. So, friends, we've come to the end of part two on this Majin Buu Saga review. Stay tuned because I'm gonna be putting up the third part of this, which is gonna touch on the Fusion Saga. It's gonna touch on Super Buu and the Ultimate Gohan, Kid Buu fight at the end, and then the last last conclusion, with the ending world tournament. That so stay tuned, because I promise you, Richie Rich will be back yet again. Peace, two fingers.